close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.
Hey everyone, it's Jenny. Welcome back to my channel. We are back with another DIY. I know it's back to school season. A lot of students are still going to school, but virtually, and people like myself are still working from home. I wanted to take this chance and do a makeover where my office space is. I don't see myself going back to the office anytime soon, so why not try to make my space a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. So I went to my local thrift store and I found some neat stuff that I felt like I can remake. It'll be for the fraction of the price. So let's go ahead and start with the first DIY. So when I went to the thrift store, I found this really cool looking vase, and I thought that, hey, this would be a great DIY to try this new method that I just found out about, putting baking soda into your paint. Yeah, I thought it was really strange at first, but it worked out really great, and I learned this technique from a YouTuber by the name of Tina Lee. Like, if you guys have not checked out her channel, go check it out because she's freaking amazing. So I don't recommend using that white paint that I'm using because it's too thin and it just sucks in general. I got it from the Dollar Tree. I definitely learned my lesson not to buy it again. But anyways, I recommend using an acrylic paint for this method with the baking soda because it's supposed to make your paint like a chalk paint, and it gives you like a grainy type texture when you're painting onto a surface. You'll see what it looks like when I'm painting onto that vase. So it really depends on you how grainy or textured you want your paint to be. You would add more baking soda. Mine's a little thin here, but you'll see me making another batch because that white paint didn't work out. You see what I mean? The white paint was just really thin and it wasn't as pigmented as it should be. So luckily I was able to find more white acrylic paint that I still had left and make a different batch. Look how amazingly pigmented the second batch looks. So like I said, it really depends on preference on how you want your paint to be. You can add more baking soda to have more of a grainy or textured look. Mine's not there, like I didn't put too much baking soda and that's what I wanted. So it's totally up to you on how much baking soda you want to put in. I only recommend working in smaller sections and painting in one direction because you want to be able to let the first layer dry before you add an additional one. So just be patient and let the first layer dry before you add on the second one, because if you don't wait, the baking soda will start falling out. So this is what it looks like with one layer. Like I said, if you want it more grainy and more textured, add more baking soda. So I end up doing about 2 layers of this paint, and that pretty much covered up the whole vase. Okay, now that we let the paint dry, look how freaking cute that turned out. Oh my god. So now I wanted to add a little bit more detail onto this pot or this vase. I wanted to add like little speckles to it, a more like ceramic look to it. You'll get it. So I mixed some brown and gray paint together because I wanted like a tan-ish color. You know what I mean? It kind of reminds me of like milk chocolate. You're going to get your hands pretty dang dirty, kind of sprinkle on the pot. This is quite messy. I should actually get like a paper towel or something and put it onto the table, but yeah, that's what it looks like. So what you're going to do is get a shorter brush, like right here, because the one that I used earlier was just way too big. You're gonna dip it into your paint, and then you're just gonna take your finger and start flicking it onto the pot, just like that. Just wanted to scatter all around the vase. It does get messy, you guys. Alright guys, so that's what it turned out looking like. It kind of reminds me of a dinosaur egg, to be honest. I think it's the shape of the vase itself and, you know, adding the little specks to it. I don't regret it. Still looks really pretty to me. I love this method, and overall it looks like a pretty nice vase. It definitely doesn't look like how it used to look, the original vase. Definitely my aesthetic. So
I love that for us.
But anyways, let's go ahead and go on to the next DIY. So for the next DIY, we're going to use the same method that we did on the first one with the baking soda, but for this one I wanted to make a cool design by using these stickers that I found at the Dollar Tree. It's gonna look really cool on the vase, so let's go ahead and try it out. So all I did was peel off the stickers and place them in a diagonal line across the whole entire vase. If you want the lines to be straighter, I recommend using a ruler, but I didn't do that. I just pretty much used my eyes and guesstimated the lines. So it's not as straight as it should be or could be. I thought this design looked pretty cool. What do you guys think? So because these are stickers, they're not super sticky and I keep moving them around. So I do recommend you putting a little bit of hot glue at the ends just so it doesn't move around when you're painting. Okay, so now you're gonna go ahead and mix up your paint like you did in the first DIY. I do wanna say that you should use a spatula to mix up your paint rather than a brush because it does get streaky. You will see me painting on the vase and you'll see like some white spots and some gray because I didn't mix it fully. So use some type of spatula to make sure that the paint is mixed into each other and they're incorporated and there's no more streaks, and then use your paintbrush. Don't forget to paint between the stickers, the nooks and the crannies. You don't want it to show. So make sure that you get those spots as well using a smaller paintbrush. This is what the vase looks like semi-dry. I'm just going over some areas that may need a little bit more coverage. And yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like. Alright guys, so that's how the vase turned out looking like after it dried up. I really do like it, especially with the details of the beads. Like, who knew you can just get it from the Dollar Tree and then paint over it on a vase and it'll look like a pretty expensive item. I wouldn't say like super expensive or like, you know, because my painting skills aren't that great, but you know, if you do a better job than I did, it's definitely a piece that you could see at Home Goods or Target. Who knew like a method of just adding baking soda into your paint would do something super cool just like this. So if you guys do try it out, let me know. I would definitely like to see it. I only got this vase for about like $2-3, and the paint and baking soda I already had at home, so this barely cost me anything to make this really cute vase. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next DIY. So I was really excited when I found this piece at the thrift store. I don't know exact name for it, but if you do, leave a comment down below. I know that it's a little like messed up on the top and everything, like it's chipping, but it was only $3.99 and it spins. So I was super excited and I had to grab it. Because this piece was all cracked and chipped, I knew that I wanted to put like a fresh paint coat on it. That's why I took tape and I pretty much wrapped it around the white areas just in case that I go over it while I'm painting. Can you tell that I was excited that it spins? Whee! So all I'm gonna do is pretty much like prep my paint that I wanted to paint the piece with. But if you notice later on, I do change the paint color because the brown was like a little bit too brown for me. I don't know if that makes sense, but I did mix in gray because I wanted like a taupey-ish color to it. But yeah, you'll see the difference later. See, did you notice the color change? But anyways, I found this chalk paint wax that I had for a long time now and I haven't been able to use it, and I really wanted to test it on this DIY. So like I said, I never used this wax before, so I don't know if I'm doing it correctly, but I just got a lint-free paper towel and I dipped it into the wax a little bit at a time because I don't know how pigmented it was. And then I rubbed it into the piece itself. I really did like the outcome of this because the wax got into the crevices of the wood and it brought out those lines, which made it really nice because I didn't like how flat it was after I painted it. It was just bleh. Now it's time to take off the tape. Like, wow, look how clean that line is. Like, definitely worth it, and I love it. Like, ooh, look how good this thing looks. Like, that looks so freaking good, right? Jimmy asked me after I removed the tape, he's just like, are you gonna add anything else to it? Because I like it the way that it is. Do you even know your wife? I don't plan to do too much to it because it does look really nice like this. But guys, I have some of this burlap thing left, so why not use it up? I think that's gonna look really cute. So that's all I'm gonna do. I promise. But if the B-roll looks a little different, it's because your girl just wanted to add more, okay? But I promise I'm gonna try my best to just keep it the way it is.
Excuse me? We're in the process of filming right now.
Voila, guys! I hope that you guys like it. I think adding this was definitely a good decision. You guys be the judge. Leave a comment down below what you guys think. It looks nice to me and it works with my aesthetic. So I really hope that you guys like this video. Make sure to check out your local thrift stores as well. I mean, there's a lot of neat and cool stuff that you can find there, and just DIY it for the fraction of the prices that you can get at like the department stores. I love that you can just add a little paint to stuff and make it like a brand new thing. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. That subscribe button down below. Make sure you hit that, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!